If you are a project manager or a business analyst, one of the first things you do in any projects is gather requirements. But let's be honest, it's not easy. Early in my career, I would sit in project meetings and see everyone is looking confident. Seems everyone knows everything. So I was even afraid to ask questions, let alone start writing requirements. If you have the same experience, then don't worry. Most of the people have been through it. The good news is, in this video, I'm going to show you some simple and smart ways that I use to collect requirements. These techniques not only works in real life, but also makes you look confident and professional in front of your teams. By the way, if you are new here, my name is Nazmul. I'm a PMP certified project manager and a vice president at Citibank. So let's start. In the beginning of this video, we will talk about the techniques that you will commonly find in books. And we will talk about the limitations of those techniques, and at the end I will explain my process. Most common techniques are these ones. First, document review. It means you will collect project artifacts and the documents that are available, and you will read them and collect your requirements from there. Another one is surveys or questionnaire. So you design a set of questions, then you send it to your stakeholders or the relevant people of the project, and you collect responses from them. Based on that, you write the requirements. Another technique is interviews. You meet people, you ask questions and collect requirements. Observation or shadowing. You sit next to the person, you see their problem, and based on that, you write the requirements. Another one is workshops. You bring people together in one room, you ask them questions, ask them to have open discussions, and collect requirements. But real life is not like textbook. You may have great certifications, you have read a lot of books, but when it comes to the real life project management, the techniques you have read does not work like a theory. So what are the problems you find? Let's say you want to review the documents for collecting requirements, but you don't find the documents. And the ones that you find are either outdated or incomplete. And concerning the surveys and questionnaire, you designed a survey spending a lot of your time and energy, but when you send it to people, they don't respond. They don't read it. They don't even open your survey questionnaire. Even if they do and they respond to your survey questions, it doesn't really provide you in-depth requirements that you need for the project. When you go for interviews, they give vague requirements or conflicting requirements. You want to observe or shadow. That requires a lot of time, access, permission, and usually you have tight deadlines and you don't have so much time to shadow people and collect their requirements. Again, when you go for workshops, it turns into debate. Some people talk a lot, they have more dominance in the room, and the quieter people don't even talk, so you miss out them. Now, what should we do then? Those are the techniques that we see in books and people are suggesting. Well, there are solutions. Solutions come from real life experience. Now I'm going to explain a few steps. If you follow that, you can gather requirements easily. By the way, I did not invent these steps or techniques. This is basically a combination of the techniques that we have spoken just a few minutes before and my years of experience. Step 1. Understand the strategic why. So before you even start your discussion about requirements or specific requirements, understand the strategic why and understand why the project exists in first place. What's the problem we are solving? What's the business goal we are trying to achieve through this project? Is it going to make a new product that will bring more revenue to the company? Is it going to save some cost? Is it going to solve some existing pain points of the people? So understand why we're doing this project. Because if you don't understand the why, then your requirements will be shallow. Like you may emphasize more on less important requirements, and you may miss out the requirements that should have got more importance. Step 2. After understanding the strategic why, you will search for the documents that are available. You may not get all, but some you will get, some will be incomplete, many will be assumption driven, but remember, you learned your strategic why, so you will be able to filter out the most important requirements, because whichever requirements you will find connecting with the strategic why will be more important and the others will be less important. So what are the documents that you should read? You can find many, but some are usually project charter. It can be business case where you see the business justification, why we're spending money, why we're investing for this project. It clarifies the reason. Also the budget approval notes, it mentions the most important reasons for approving this budget, or the project proposal that also includes the details. In addition to that, you may find some slides or email communications that has happened before you took over the project. So again, read those documents, filter out the most important requirements from there. As I mentioned earlier, one of the challenges of reviewing those documents are that in many cases they are not well written and sometimes they can be too long. So what you can do is, if you have your company's internal artificial intelligence tool like ChatGPT, then you can put those documents in that tool and ask the AI tool to summarize the requirements for you. Once you got the summary, then you got the high level view on the requirements, then you can deep dive wherever needed. So we talked about step 1, step 2. Now step 3, find your main man. In every project, in every team, you will find that 1 or 2 persons have the most information. They know the technical part, they know the business part, they know the people, they know the history, everything. And that's your man. You will meet that person one-on-one, talk in details, ask your question, and get the background and the goals and requirements of this project. Your job is to make a strong relationship with this main man, because not only in the beginning, but also throughout the project, you will get help from this person. You will ask questions, you will look for solutions, and so on. Now, step 4. Now you are ready to meet your sponsor, because you already know the strategic why of this project. You have read the relevant documents. You have spoken with your main man, so you are good enough to speak with the sponsor. When you are speaking with the sponsor, usually you should not look for detailed requirements from them, because they are in senior positions. They don't face the day-to-day problems. They don't use the products on day-to-day basis. So they will not be able to give you detailed requirements. Your focus when you are speaking with the sponsor would be on strategic level, on visionary level. You will ask their vision, what they are trying to achieve through this project. What is the business goal that they are trying to achieve through this project? So ask them value-based questions and ask them how you can solve their problems. Such as, if this project succeeds, like what change you will see in your business? Or at the end of this project, what will make you say that, well, this investment was worthy? When you ask these questions, he or she will speak in details about their vision. However, some sponsors are detail oriented, but they are very rare. Most of the sponsors speaks on high level. If your sponsor is detail oriented, then speak with them in detail. Step 5, talk to the end user or other teams. Now you're going to talk with the people who will actually use the output of this project. Such as, if you are creating a product through this project, then you're going to talk with the people who will be using this project. So the end users or the salespeople. And in this step, you are going in one-on-one or long meetings with these people and speak and collect their requirements, what exactly the pain points and what are their requirements. So from these people, you will find a lot of gaps and dependencies and some requirements that nobody else has mentioned before. This is the place you will have a lot of discussion and you will get most specific requirements. Finally, step 6. Now you put together all the requirements that you have collected in previous 5 steps. You can use a template like a BRD template or an internal template of your company, and you organize them, you put them together. It may not be the perfectly organized, but that's okay. The goal of this initial version of this document is that to visualize these requirements to everyone. You will find some people have given one kind of requirements, other people have given a different kind of requirements. There will be some conflicting requirements. No problems. Bring this document in front of everyone, ask them questions, ask them about conflicting requirements, and let them talk and find out the actual requirements that they want to put in the document. This document will be iterating several times until it reaches at a point where your main people of the project or key stakeholders, including sponsors, agrees and says that, yes, this is the set of the requirements that we're happy with, and let's start the project. Then you baseline these requirements. Of course, going on, it can change, but you still have the original document. Those new requirements will go through change management processes and then get added to this original requirement document. Now, since you have come this far, perhaps this video to the top right may be useful for you. And also, if you want this process steps and this slide from me, you can put a comment writing your name and email address. Then I will send this document to you so that you can use it. Thank you.